I seen a ticket for $50 to go watch a night of worship. Why would I go watch a night of worship for $50 when on Sunday they're doing it for free? Why in the world would I pay to go hear those same songs? It don't make sense. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Sammy Rigaud podcast. It's your boy Sammy Rigaud. Thank you for tuning in. And today I want to encourage you, please subscribe, like, and turn your notification bells on. That way you have access to all the content we're doing here at the channel. We're growing and I love to see it. Today we're going to talk about something that's been going kind of crazy. Would Jesus charge people for a night of worship? John Gray, who's the pastor of Love Story Church in South Carolina, came out with these comments, and his words were specifically, I don't think Jesus would charge people for a night of worship. John Gray is somebody who was a pastor in South Carolina. He came up under and really became popping when he worked for Joel Osteen down in Texas at the big church, huge church. John Gray was the man. A lot of people started liking him. He was charismatic. He can sing. He put on a show when he preached. And, a lot of people fell out of love with him when the multiple affairs happened and he cheated on his wife, a Venter, thus even changing the name of their church from Relentless to Love Story. A lot of people feel iffy about John Gray. Some people like him, some people hate him. A lot of women don't like him, and they don't want to hear anything he's got to say. But there's a lot of people that still like his sermons. They like his illustrations. Me personally, never was really a fan of John Gray. Props to you, my brother. You're preaching the word. I don't like my gospel preaching with a lot of theatrics. I'm a nerd. I want to get the meat and potatoes out of that. That's it. I don't think, we don't need to do all these dog and pony shows. Some people like it. There's the Mike Todds out there. There's a lot of them out there. They're doing that, and that's them. Nonetheless, he comes out with this, and he says, I don't think Jesus would charge people for a night of worship. And it caused a lot of fire because a lot of my musician friends started saying, well, how are we supposed to get paid? And before I say that, I want you guys to know I'm very qualified to be talking about what I'm talking about here. I'll start with that. I'm very qualified. I'm in a group called K4C Music. We've been all over the country, performed in Mexico, performed in Dominican Republic, Haiti, all over with 45 states in this country. I've traveled with K4C Music, making music. I'm very qualified to talk about what I'm talking about there. Very qualified. And I have a rule for this night of worship thing. Here's my rule. Some of you disagree. And I'm going to get the texts from the homies, but I'm not taking this down, and this is what it is. To me, I think if you write it, you can sell it. What do I mean by that? If you write it, you can sell it. If you write original music, you can sell it. But if you are covering other people's music, I don't think you should sell that. And I think a lot of my musician friends, my artists, Christian artist friends, they take the lazy route of making their original music, but it's hard. It doesn't connect. It doesn't connect with the people because it's new to them, and they don't have the patience to see it through. So what do? They do these nights of worships, and they cover, and they make music. Respect to all the Christian artists who make real music, who write their own music based off their inspiration, their creativity. Respect to them because the people crave originality. The people do. As much as you might think they don't, they do. And to me, the problem that people have is it becomes a question because it's like, you're selling me worship. I just got that on Sunday. I went on Sunday. They sang 3 Maverick City songs, 1 J.J. Hairston song, a Travis Green song. Boom. I heard the word. I went home. And now on Saturday, you're charging me $45 for the same exact songs just played in your style. The people don't want that. The people don't want that. And if that's what John Gray's talking about, I agree with that. If he's saying, hey, don't charge people for your you just copying these other people's songs, you're just singing them, you're remixing them, you're covering them. If that's what John Gray's talking about, then I'm with it. I don't think people should make money off of other people's songs. Nope, 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 nope. I do a podcast. I try not to even watch other podcasts so I don't get their ideas, and then I come up here and start repeating what folks say. Nope, nope, won't do it. You come here, these are originally my thoughts. So I can sell it to you. If you wrote it, you can sell it. That's my rule of thumb. But a lot of these artists, they don't do that. Or they start and then they give up halfway or along the way. They write these songs, they put their money up, they get in the studio, they record it, they mix it, they master it. They might even do a music video. They might even do a photo shoot. And they put it online and it gets some views, but it doesn't get money yet. So they're like, okay, how do I get money? How do I take this bigger? And they say, okay, I'm going to throw a concert. And to do the concert, and they put their money up, they rent the venue, and it costs money. And they get the flyers and the promo and online, and it costs money. And they practice and they rehearse in these spaces, and it costs money. And then they're like, you know what? I'm going to take the easy route to get more people in there, and they stamp worship experience on it. And folks are tired of that. Folks don't want to come hear the same thing that they just heard on Sunday by somebody who's better. It's better. And then those same artists get mad at the big churches. Because like, oh yeah, man, they doing it. No, they're doing it better. So the people go to it and it's free. Why would I pay $30 to go watch, the local musician whose songs are kind of iffy? He's got one song that's decent. But why would I go pay $30, $45? I seen a ticket for $50 to go watch a night of worship. Why would I go watch a night of worship for $50 when on Sunday they're doing it for free? And you can go to any church. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now. You can go to any church right now, any of the big churches. We got 2819, we got Change, we got House of Hope, we got what's the one with Jamal Bryant's at? We got all these big churches. We got Del Bronner, we got Passion City, if that's your style. We got Victory Church. We got all these huge churches here. Why in the world would I pay to go hear those same songs? $50 to go hear those same songs. It don't make sense. So if that's what John Gray's talking about, he doesn't think Jesus would charge people for a night of worship. If that's what he's talking about, brother, I agree 1,000% with you. I do. See, what happens is the church is going to make their money no matter what, right? And I know people get tired of church and money. We saw the bishop in New York, Brooklyn, who just was scamming folks out of their last dollars. Church is going to get money. They're going to make it at the door or they're going to make it at the offering, right? All this is being. At least with an offering, I get to decide how much I want to pay, right? Offering is voluntary. It's voluntary. I want to pay this much. Oh, this service was good, or I'm feeling generous. Here's my offering. When you artists stamp a sticker on it and say, hey, this is $30, $40, $50, you're going to push people away because church ain't supposed to cost. It's not. It's a free will offering. People could give offering for that. So you're trying to say, well, people need to support music. That's why I don't have any. No. People are making a lot of money in Christian music. You're not one of them because you don't make anything original. You're covering the people who are making money. And therefore you're not making money. That's the issue. You can't charge people for worship. You can't charge people for, because what's next? You're going to charge for prayer? You're going to charge for a blessing? What are you going to charge? You're going to charge for healing? That's a slippery slope because that happens out there. So you got to ask yourself, hey, if I'm not bringing anything original, then I cannot charge the people. If you don't write it, you cannot sell it. And my advice to Christian artists out there, My advice to you, Christian artists, right now, watching this, get out your feelings. Don't think I'm against you. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I'm on your team. We all on one big team. It's called the kingdom. My advice to you, create your own. If you create your own and you sell it, you'll figure out how much to charge. And you'll grow a fan base legitimately, genuinely. But if you are trying to take the shortcut and making a cover here, a cover there, and you're trying to sell that, that's cheap and that's lazy. You have your own inspiration. You have your own things that God gave you. Create it, take it, go in the studio, pray, cry with it, write it, erase it, write it again, and record it, delete it, re-record it. Do all of it over and over until you come up with a product that's your original. It's original, and you can sell it, perform it, you own it. But if you're doing music where you're just covering other folks, that's lazy, that's cheap. You won't get nowhere with that. Or you'll get somewhere and then you'll run out. Because guess what? If you're just covering, the people now can choose because they now can say, you know what? I like how that person covers it better. I'm going to go with that person. I like how that person covered it. You cover good, but this person really covers well. And then time will pass you by and you won't grow. But if you create your own and you find your voice, you find your sound, yeah, keep that. Keep that. My name is Sammy Rigaud, and I approve this message. If you don't like it, let me know. But get out your feelings. Just the truth.